Alright guys, Sunday afternoon after church, I'm on Laurel River Lake. Went to Del Hollow yesterday. You're not going to see a video of that because I didn't catch a single fish. Never took a single bite. Tried the things I've been trying on Cumberland, jerk baits on channel swings, points. Tried some cranking, tried some scoping, and I got nothing. So I'm down here today hoping to put enough stuff together to make a video. What I'm doing right now, you can see I've got my side scan going on my Lowrance HDS 16 Live. I'm looking for shad right now. See a little bit right here. I hope you can see this. See a little bit of shad right there. And I'm hoping to find some big bait balls with some fish in them. Last year, starting, I don't know, mid-February, just absolutely started cracking them here doing this. It may be just a little bit early for them to be doing that. It's like they were that time of year. They do it year round to some degree, obviously. That's what we're looking for. If we can find any. The wind is blowing about 900 miles an hour. It's alright, because if we can find some, we'll spot lock into the wind. A lot of times this pocket is loaded. But I'm seeing none yet. A little bit right there, not enough to get excited about. I'm going to go ahead and give the trigger warning that if we do find them, it's going to be a live scope fest. So if you don't like live scope, I'm sorry. Like I've said before, it's not my favorite way to fish. I'd rather beat the bank with a crankbait or a jerk bait, drag a shaky head or a big worm, but sometimes that just don't get the job done. Sometimes this don't get the job done. The way I see forward-facing sonar is it's just a tool. Yeah, I mean it definitely gives you an advantage because these fish out here in the middle of the lake chasing these shad, over 100 foot of water or 200 feet of water. They were never really fished before. I can remember back in the late 90s and early 2000s, I mean, occasionally we'd see fish come up in what we called the jumps. We'd get it on, throwing something on them, but we had no idea, or I had no idea anyway, that bass were schooled up in the middle of the lake like they are. So yeah, I mean, it definitely gives you an advantage. You can fish those fish that had never been fished before. But I don't think it's the end-all be-all. I still like the old school ways. I like them better. Sometimes the fish don't cooperate with them, and just like sometimes they don't cooperate with this. I was down here a couple weeks ago. Of course, it was 4 degrees, and this pocket was loaded with shad. and there was fish in them. They didn't bite. Didn't beat anything. There's none in this little pocket, so we're gonna go on up in the creek and see if we can find some more. Stay tuned, I'll get back with you. Alright guys, see that right there? I'm sure a lot of you know, and you know more about it than I do, but that's shad on your side scan. I don't know that there's any fish in them. I'm not good enough a side scan to pinpoint bass unless unless there's a bunch of them there. I guess we can turn around and check that and see. Not as much as I would like to see. But we'll give her a look. We broke up a lot. I don't know, we'll look at it. What in the crap? Randy Blockett's favorite jig-head minnow out here. I'm not knocking on Blockett, guys. I don't even know him. He's passionate about his beliefs, and I can respect that. 3.2s on the outside. That's a sexy shad. I'll get that out in a minute, but that's their Pro Blue Chartreuse 3.2. There's one, guys. That's what we're after right there, boys. Good night, sun. Look at that. I hope that back camera is on. You talk about a fat, heavy Laurel Lake smallmouth. On the A rig, guys. That's these are swim baits from CNS Lures. These are their new 3.2s. On the outsides, that's a sexy shad. Let's see, get this dude out right here. I'll get that out in a minute, but that's their Pro Blue Chartreuse 3.2. Big old fatty. He might not even be 18 inches, but daggone if he ain't fat. She probably. Oh yeah. 18 and a half. Pooped on my carpet. £3 6 ounces. I got the big eye when I seen it coming up out of the water. I thought it was bigger than what it was. Still a nice one. Guys, I throw my A-rig. Well, you know, there's different rods you can throw them on. There's A-rig or rig specific rods. And Dixie Custom makes a rig stick, but what I throw mine on is this Dixie Custom rods 7.9 Carbon Elite glide stick. It's actually a glide bait rod, but it's a 7.9 heavy. It's a moderate fast, and to me, I think, and I'm no expert by no means, but I think it's a perfect A-rig rod. I'm a big fan of Dixie Custom rods. Dwayne at Dixie Custom, super great guy. I've almost got all of my rods switched over to Dixie Custom. I've got my cranking rods is the only ones I haven't switched over. talk to Dwayne about that. I got to get up with him and get them switched over as well. Just realized when I spooled this up last time, I missed that bottom eye there. Another thing I do, guys, is different than a lot of people probably. You know, different folks like to throw their A-rigs on different line. Some people use braid. I'm not a fan of braid on it. I think braid's got too much vibration. Especially for these mostly clear highland reservoirs that I fish. Some people use 25-pound fluorocarbon. Nothing wrong with that. But what I throw mine on, and I've had great success with it, and it's cheap, it's 20-pound Berkeley big game monofilament. And like I said, I've had a lot of success with it. The only times that my knot has failed me and I've slung an A-rig off on the cast is when I have neglected to retie after long periods of time, and that's my fault, not the line's fault. And you can get a 600-yard spool of that line for, I don't know, $10 or $15 maybe. It's cheap. And I'll show you the knot that I tie on an A-rig. I don't even know what it's called, but it works good. If you guys know what this knot's called, let me know in the comments. It may not even have a name. It may just be made up. I double the line, put it through the eye, and I suck at fish tying knot, guys, or tying knots, so bear with me. And then I'll just twist it about 7 times, 7 or 8. And then I can keep it together here. I'll take that end and I will run it back through. I need my reading glasses, but I don't have them on. Run it back through the loop. Wet it and cinch it down. And then you'll have these bottom tag ends to cut off. And again, I'm not saying this is the best knot for an A-rig or anything else, but it's worked good for me. And there you have it. Show you these swim baits here again, a little better from CNS Lures. Again, these 4 I have on the outside here are their new 3.2s. Pro Blue Chartreuse. That fish just murdered. I have to replace that one. Sexy Shad. And this is one of the 3.8s in the middle. I can't remember the name of that. I think that's Clearwater Shad, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. I don't know. We'll see if that'll work. There was a shad ball out there. Not a very big one, kind of like that. I can't, it's to the left. I can't get it in the screen now, but the shad ball was a little bit higher in the water column. I could see fish on the bottom underneath it. I brought that A-rig over their head, and that big old fat one come up there and smacked it. Smacked it. There was some more over there.